Helen Sharpek was a very famous Finnish woman artist who lived and worked at the turn of the 20th century. She is very well known for her remarkable series of her self-portraits, of which around 40 are known. The earliest being in her youth and the last ones just weeks before her death, which she drew with a pencil in Stockholm, living in Saltsjöbaden. This self-portrait dates from the 1912, and that was the year when she turned 50 years old. And she mainly painted it for herself. It was not commissioned by any other person. And it was the first self-portrait which she exhibited for the public for the first time. All of Sharpek's self-portraits depict her face or the upper body, and we don't actually know a single self-portrait by her where she has painted her full body, the entire body. And she used to focus on her face and faded the upper body by painting it in black or some other dark color. And she often used a mirror when she was painting the self-portraits, as has done many other artists before her and still do. The upper body is usually seen directly from the front, or like in this self-portrait, with the shoulders slightly twisted, or the angle is from the side. The artist's eyes are dissimilar because the other eye is a bit more turbid, and the look is actually away from us viewers. She is looking slightly to the back from her left shoulder. And the look on her face is a bit tense, even though she has painted herself in a very self-confident artist in the paintings, and actually like an artist who really knows her value. In her self-portraits, Sharpek looked at herself very bluntly and did not try to make her look more beautiful or more feminine. So she didn't really like to seek the traditional beauty in her self-portraits. And the face is not completely natural in this painting either, although it's relatively similar to the photos taken of her. However, she has modified the appearance quite much. And the hair is wig-like, and the face is masked, slightly mottled. The nose has a red spot that allowed the artist to emphasize the three-dimensional nature of the face. And there's a slightly playful little curl in the neck of her head, and as if it has just detached from the bump, as the artist has turned her head when somebody has maybe come into the room. And the background of the painting is also very interesting. And unlike the face, it's very flat and two-dimensional, actually. And the background is painted with uniform, very bright colors. And she has also marked or signed her work prominently with her full surname, as if she refers to her position or value as a woman artist.
I look at the painting and try to find parallel phenomena from mathematics. And I can find them from the area called topology, that is very close to my heart and my research field as well. Topology studies qualitative properties of geometric objects without reference to measurable quantities like distances between points. A fundamental concept in topology is an open set. That also defines the neighborhoods, how they look locally. The painter has kind of defined her own topological space with her paintbrush, and the way it looks very similar in every place of the painting. If you just look at one particular place, it's hard to say where it really belongs, because all the surface looks very similar, independently of the colors, because there are not actually sharp boundaries or other strict lines in the painting. Optical illusions are a very familiar tool in visual arts, and mathematics provides a lot of tools to study and create them, especially topology. Once the topological space is given, one can ask about the mathematical properties, and dimension, spatial dimension, is one of those. In the ordinary, our everyday life, we are familiar to 3 dimensions, so we can go from side to side, back and forth, up and down, but topology provides much more possibilities. Of course, the canvas of the painting is 2-dimensional, but the painter has created a figure which seems or gives a very 3-dimensional feeling, especially in the space of the museum. So the figure in the painting is kind of looks like coming towards me or maybe away from me, because the face or the look is not reaching my eye. Higher dimensional directions can be found from the colors of the painting. For example, the pink color in the face, which is quite exceptional actually, that could be like one further dimension. So if we would be able to go along this dimension, we would probably see more pink or less pink, depending on the direction we are going. Then the sharpness of the presentation could be also one dimension. As you see, the rightmost eye from our perspective, it's much sharper than the left-hand side eye. If we were able to go along that direction, back or forth, we would probably see the left eye more sharper or equally sharp than the other one. These are just some possibilities of topological dimensions. So I would say that this painting is at least 5-dimensional topologically.